Let's talk floor mats. Whether you're going off-road or probably going to Costco, why this is one of the most underrated purchases you'll make. Let's dive right in. And this video is sponsored by LASFIT. Use this code right here to save some cash, and if you drive a 4Runner like I do, you're definitely gonna need to. So let's get into the review section. Opening the box for this is pretty straightforward. You just open it and the mats are there, individually wrapped. It's handy, take it out, and really your next step is just to start installing them and taking the old ones out. These mats are made out of TPE and they're really sturdy. They feel really good. They don't feel flimsy at all. They have texture to them. They feel great. And overall, the design is really sleek. It has some anti-slip textures on them. I like it. It looks really good. They feel really sturdy compared to other brands. And they have the same lock-in mechanism that Toyota has in the floor, so it's really easy to just place it down and snap it into place. I like the caps that it comes with as well, so it kind of hides those like little locking mechanisms, and that really also helps prevent dirt and debris getting underneath there. So keeps it clean, makes it look flush, and it looks good overall. Placing those mats in the car, it feels really good. It fits just like a glove, right? Taking the mats out of the packaging, it doesn't have any warping or whatnot, so it covers the entire floor. When you put it in there, you're gonna be protected from mistakes, and trust me, that's always gonna happen, but it doesn't feel out of place or anything like that. They did a really good job on the fitment for this. The package also includes the passenger side where my best friend rides and doesn't holler at me, but it's actually my girlfriend. The second one is a long piece that's almost as long as I am, which is pretty good, but I like it in general because it covers the entire floor edge to edge, which doesn't have any sort of like little debris that will get underneath the floor in that area. So again, it's better than the ones that came with the 4Runner when I bought it, the square ones that if you just remove them, like they're really easy, they move everywhere, they're just not good. So this one, edge to edge, super easy to just lay down the mat in there, fits really snug and everything. I like that it covers that prop shaft, basically hump. It covers it for easy cleaning. It's a good fit. The third row mat, honestly, I didn't even know people made the third row mat. So it's really nice to have. It definitely covers everything. And then, to be honest, once you have your moody teenager back there anyway, we're really not gonna care about it and they can't mess up your floor.
Riz, Fortnite, I hate you.
The nice part about those third row mats too is even if you don't use those all the time, you can still lay the seats flat down from the third row and you can keep that mat in there. It doesn't obstruct anything, looks super good, fits still well in there, and you won't have any issues whatsoever. So what's great about this style of mat? Well, again, it's really easy to clean, and you can clearly see from my old mats that were in my truck when I took them out, you can see that line of where the mat started and where it ended. So taking those out and then putting those in, I won't have that issue anymore. Again, super easy, protects the floor and the carpet underneath it, so you won't have to deal with any sort of accidents or mistakes that inevitably happen, and you can go ahead and sit nice and worry-free that the carpet underneath is basically gonna be okay. How does LASFIT compare to the other brands, the other competitors that are in this sort of space, right? Inside my German vehicles are a set of American-based mats, and the one in my BMW has warped over time, so you can clearly see that there's a gap between the side and where the mat is. There's like a little wedge. Stuff falls in there, but again, is it the worst thing that could happen? Not really. It's just something to complain about. But again, what I'm trying to make is that the more expensive products could have issues or warp over time. And that is something that you can deal with. But again, when you're paying for that premium to get something else, you would think that you're okay, but you're not protected. So we'll see how these fit over time. But in general, I did have a warping issue with the more expensive competitor. The worst one that I had issues with was in my Porsche 911. So again, I have the other competitor mats in my Porsche 911, and The worst part was I actually had to cut the top of the mat because it was too long. And you can see from this video that when I was pressing down on the clutch, it still kind of misses the mat. But what happened was I put the floor mat in the Porsche, and then when I was driving around town, the clutch actually stuck on the mat. So I had to push the mat back in to make sure that the clutch can fully retract. And that was really scary. So I had to pull over to the side of the road, take the entire mat out, and then, you know, had to cut it and then put it back in. But in general, I don't have this issue with the LASFIT ones right now. Again, completely separate cars and everything, but I do want to point out that the more expensive competitors do have issues in some certain cases. And I just placed these LASFIT ones in here right now, and they look really great. And I don't have any issues at all in general with the brakes or the gas or anything. So looks good, fits like a glove, works really well. I do want to point out those two issues from the other competitors in case you're just wondering. Speaking of durability, I'm gonna mess these up. So on the website, LASFIT claims that they're good for mud, snow, rain, sand, whatever. Since I live in Southern California, where it barely rains and I'm really lazy and I don't want to drive to sand or snow or really anything, I'm gonna throw some dirt on it. And I'm gonna make my own mud. After making my own mud, you can see that I clearly smear everything in there and just try to get it all dirty. When I get the hose and spray it with water, it just all washes off. So super easy to clean up. That's really cool. Again, I try to dirty it as much as possible. And I can only imagine what happens in the real world with less heavy duty cases. So does it hold up? Absolutely. And would I trust it for mild things? Yes. So really easy to clean up. I just powered it down with the hose. It looks great, looks brand new. Stuck it back in the truck. It's fine. Really good quality LASFIT. This really does hold up really well. So what's the difference in price between LASFIT and other major competitors out there? For the first and the second row. So other major competitors, you might be able to buy like the first row individually. On LASFIT, the website for the 4Runner, you can only buy the first and the second row at the same time. So I'll compare only with that scenario. For the first and second row, LASFIT will charge you around 150 bucks for those two rows for the mats. The leading competition, about 214 bucks. So you save about $64 between the two brands for the exact same thing. And I would say at this point right now, $64 savings looks pretty good, right? That's about a tank of gas in Southern California for the 4Runner on a good day. And I'll take that savings. I mean, it looks really good. Again, I can't imagine a scenario where I would think that I would spend more money. LASFIT has a really good quality product. So anyway, like, why does any of this matter? Why should I care? Why do you care about my feedback? I mean, you really don't have to, honestly, but what I'm just here to tell you is accidents happen. So I just had a coworker that was talking to me, ironically, about this last week, that his kid was in the backseat of the car with a bottle of milk, spilled it everywhere, all over the carpet, and obviously he had to go to work after all the errands, you know, and that milk just soaked up into the carpet, right? His whole car smelled like rancid milk and sour milk, you know, for about a week before he had to pay a couple of $100 to detail it. Accidents happen again. So should you have had some preventative like these floor mats, it would have been super easy to just sort of take it out, dump it, put it back in, you know, Lysol, whatever, on the floor, some cleaning product on the floor, and you know, you're good to go. You don't have to pay for a full detail for carpet or anything like that. So you could say that investing into a good set of floor mats are also preventative maintenance in the future, so you don't have to deal with any of those accidents or anything like that. And I think that's just making it worth it in the long term. And again, these are just products that will last essentially forever if you just take care of it. You'll probably sell the car before you even buy another set of mats. So it's kind of like a why not situation. And lastly, who is LASFIT? So LASFIT's been a company for around 9 years now, and especially the automotive lighting space for various vehicles. They also have floor mats and some other items on their website. I actually really like their website. I went around on it a couple of times, fooling around with the year, make, model sort of for the car. So you input your information and it basically gives you a list of products that you can go for. And in general, they are a really good all-around product. Overall, I recommend these floor mats over the competition. I have the competition in my other 2 German cars, like I said, and there's really not a huge difference in quality for me to say that spend the extra money to make sure that you can get the other ones. I would say that these LASFIT ones are amazing in terms of quality, value, and overall price. They look great, they fit really well, and at the end of the day, it provides incredible value for the consumer and for yourself. I do want to say that these are my actual opinions, and I was very fortunate enough to get these provided from LASFIT for me to test for you guys. But I do want to say that if this was a product that was available for my Porsche and BMW at the time, I probably would have chosen these as well. So great quality, good price, and again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think and write your comments down below, and see you next time.